Can you believe that we reached the 1000 subscribers? Well, you gotta believe because that's it. But today it's Youpix time, meaning that we get to see your Instagram profiles right now. What's up YouTube, welcome back to Newpix, where we learn how to be better photographers by sharing experiences and mistakes. So before starting anything, we reached 1000 subscribers. Thank you so much for this result, because as I always say, it's not about the numbers but about the quality of the communication between me and you. And today, for example, I was checking the comment section just to see if there was any comment that I didn't reply, and my heart was really warmed in seeing so much appreciation. And thank you so much for the support so far, and please keep supporting this project by simply commenting and replying to your fellow photographer. But now, just few announcements. First of all, I got a new Instagram account. You'll find the link down below, and you can find me on Instagram at newpixphotography. And that's the Instagram account that I plan to use for this project. So there I plan to experiment with some new content strategies, because Instagram changed the kind of content that it prefers. Now it's not anymore about chronological order of posts, but you get to see what interests you the most according to an algorithm. So I plan to restart my Instagram feed by placing more attention on the content quality and the stories and the engagement with the people. So if you like to experiment, just make sure to follow me back. It's a fresh account, there's no picture, but I plan to post much work over there, and also my newer projects will be always on that account. In addition, as I told you, today is Youpix, and this means that I get to kind of critique, but I don't like the word critique because I like to give suggestions, and also I hope to learn something from your work. Now, if you would like to participate to that and get your pictures here onto the channel, what you gotta do, you gotta follow me on the Instagram at newpixphotography, and you have to use the hashtag youpixcritique on your best picture. Then I will go through that and I will pick the ones that are more interesting to me, and most importantly, the ones where I think everybody can learn something. But now, let's get into it, and today we'll be reviewing the Instagram feed of Exposure for Photography. He has very few pictures, I guess he just started out, but I can see one take-home message that he's getting right, and I think everybody should pay attention, which is depth. Depth meant not only as like pretty bokeh balls, as it's now very trendy on Instagram, but depth in your compositions, into the landscapes, how you place the camera in different angles. So let's jump into it right now. And here we are checking the profile of Exposure for Photography. Now he has very few pictures, he or she, sorry. He has very few pictures, and it looks like he stopped posting on 10th of July, but still I wanted to give you feedback. Now, first of all, yeah, there are a few pictures which are not really interesting to my eyes, like these long exposures. They're pretty standard and common to do. The lighting is like normal, if not the sunset. It's not really what I'm looking for, but there are a few pictures that I would like to pay attention, because I think he got right, or she got right, few things. First of all, I told that this has to do with depth. And by depth I mean not only depth of field, but also the depth which is perceived into the picture, like perspective depths. For example, I think that this one, like, well, okay, the lighting is not great, it's very contrasty, not the right time for the day to shoot a landscape, but still what I like to point out is the use of the foreground versus the background. Like you see, there are these flowers which are blurred in the foreground, and then there is this, I guess it's a train, whatever, which is like far back and it's totally in focus, and this gives a sense of depth, because you feel very close to the flowers because they're blurred, and then you can perceive how far is the rest of the scene. And the same thing goes on, for example, here. Now I think that this background blur, it's done artificially, because here you can see that it's very harsh, the line between what's in focus and what's out of focus. So I don't like to do that stuff, but still what he was doing is creating a difference between foreground, which means the lens, and the background, which is basically everything else. And the same thing applies here, where there was a perception of the foreground which is made by this grass, with everything else which is in the background, like these light trails which are very nice, and the houses. So first take home message is play with depth, shoot through things, shoot on very low level, so to get different angle. And second thing is like perspective. So I think this composition, which is probably the one with most likes on his profile, It works because it gives you a sense of depth, the depth of the bridge, and also it gives you directions. You know where to look because your eyes are led by leading lines. So it's not a photo where depth is intended as depth of field, but here depth is intended as space, which you perceive thanks to the lines over here. So overall, not very much material to review. Few key points, got them right. I would like to see more pictures where this guy or this girl works on these points, and maybe he can manage to improve dramatically his composition and photography skills. And now we are at the end of this video. Hope you have fun, and please subscribe if you aren't, comment, thumbs up, and follow me on Instagram at newpixphotography and on Facebook newpixphoto. In the meantime, remember to shoot, learn and improve, because this is what makes us better photographers, and that's what we do here on Newpix. For this time is everything. I hope you stick around. In the meantime, take care.
Fingers down my spine. Girl, you look mighty fine. Won't you rub your fingers down my spine? Girl, you look mighty fine. Won't you rub your fingers down my spine? Girl, you look mighty fine. Won't you